Welcome to CabMaster Software. Today I'm going to show you how to go from a standard 3D image in CabMaster to a full PhotoView render to show you how to get these things done nice and cleanly. So firstly we're going to start, I've got a standard kitchen drawn up. This is what my kitchen looks like. I've pre-drawn some walls and some cupboards, so this is not a bad looking kitchen. This is fairly straightforward to begin with, so you all should be at this level already. So oven, sink, fridge, walls, cupboards, they're all in. Okay, what I'm going to do from here, this is we're going to make it a little bit neater and tidier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go insert a horizontal panel. I'm just going to manually bring this one down here. I'm holding down the shift key just to make it a straight line. And I'm going to bring it to about here somewhere, drag it over to there, up to there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this window over. I'm going to say the heights, so the bottom of this is going to be around a 2420 and the top, let's call it 2700, and the texture is going to be a predefined color which I've created, which is the same as the walls. And you can select any color in here you like, but I've just made it the same as the walls. So when I go to 3D, I've now got a bulkhead in there. And you can see there's now a slight gap between the cupboards. Okay, so that's where I've got to here so far. That's nice and easy. I'm also going to create a ceiling. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Insert horizontal panel. Yes, I'll start a new one. I'm going to go from here. Where do I want to start? Start here. I'm going to go down over to here. And this time I'm actually going to follow the walls around. So I'm going to go to there like that. Same again, but this time I want to start, well, I'm going to choose the same color. And I'm going to go to the heights. The top, or the bottom is going to be at 2700. And the top is going to be 2702. It's 2 mil thick. All I want is an overhead, is a ceiling in there. So again, you go to 3D, we've now got a ceiling everywhere. Now, if this is going to zoom out, we're not going to get everything in here. What we can do, because it doesn't really matter the actual size of it, so I can stretch this one here out, and I can stretch this one here this way, and this one here this way. So when you go to 3D, you're going to be under the whole roof line, and it doesn't matter because we're going to zoom in later on and be possibly around here somewhere. So I just don't want to have any gaps in what you can see, like the edge of that wall. So we do something like that. That's going to cover us for all those areas. So now I've done that, I'm going to add in a floor. We're going to go to CM Design for this. I'm just going to go into here and I'm going to choose a floor. Now the floor we're going to put in is going to be over here for now. And I'm going to actually rotate it 90 degrees. Put that into there. Stretch it up. And what I'm going to do this one, I'm going to preempt what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this 2 millimeters high because I'm going to make a floor through here later on, which is actually going to cut into this. And if they're at the same level, it will get the shimmering out of it. So if I make it a little bit higher, 1 or 2 mils, as long as they're slightly different heights, that's all that really matters. So while I'm in here, I'm going to start putting some kitchen things into here. What have we got in here? Apple bowl. So we'll put some apples into here. We'll put them over there. Knife block. We'll put that over to there as well. Let's get a coffee cup. Now, the one thing when you're doing models and you're adding in a few extra decorations to a kitchen, minimalistic. The less you put in, the more it does. That sounds a bit silly, but a coffee cup, fruit bowl, things you have in a kitchen, but don't go over the top. If you go over the top, it looks like you're trying too hard. So stools, what have we got in here? I want one of those. So I'm going to put a couple of these in. Now I actually don't know which way they're facing, so I'm just going to take a guess at this. Now the other thing to do, don't make them, I'm just going to use arrow keys, don't make them exactly the same. I'm going to rotate this one, use that one there. So something like that. Just rotate it off center. Let's see if they're facing the right direction first. So here we are. That chair, you can see the, there's a roof. You can see the 3D model is now sitting slightly skew if. It just makes it look a little bit more realistic. The things just aren't perfectly symmetrical and even. Okay. So other little things I like to do is just again make things that's a bench. Send to back. There we go. Do a little thing to just, I don't know, things I like to do. Open the drawers. If I go to here, go to here even, I'll open one drawer and only partially, so not too far. That'll work. So I'll open the drawer. So that drawer over there is open. The other thing I want to do is I'm going to put I'll move that out of the way for a little bit. I'm going to cut a hole in this wall here. So what we can do now, easiest way to do that, is you go into here and you choose the wall that you want to edit. Then I'm going to choose, close that, then I'll choose edge 2. So it's the second edge. And all I want to do is grab a rectangle, cut a hole in the wall. So I can put that wherever I want. Double click on it. It brings up this screen here, which I think is a bit big. And specify the size you want it to be. And I want it to be about 1800 wide by about 2040 tall. Something like that. And possibly a bit closer to the edge. Over there. Sounds good. So I'm going to put it to there. So let's go back to plan. If we go into, I'll put my floor back. If you go into 3D, so there we go. We can see we've got a hole cut through the wall in 3D. So you can see I've got my nice little floor outside there. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go grab a tall end panel to floor. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to turn off all these flush with doors and extend the floor. Just want to control it myself. I want this to be about 2040 high, about 900 wide would be about right, and 0 off floor. And I want the material, I'm going to change this, I want to change this to be a glass door, and I've previously made an aluminium framed door. So what that does, if I put down a couple of these, so I'll put down one of those, I'm going to zoom in here, because I want to better grab that, and move it over here. But to make it easier, I'm going to right click on, I'm going to move that out the way again, that's why I haven't put the whole floor in yet. Right click here and go auto elevation, so I can actually see what's happening while I'm doing it. So I can see that's where the panel is. So if I get this one here and move it up, you'll see that door there moving. That's almost there, so a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty close. That'll work. Don't get rid of that one. Then all I need to do is grab another one of these and go Control D to duplicate. And I can move that one down. Just have them overlapping. That looks like they're overlapping. That possibly not that much. And if you go to 3D now, so I'll zoom back to there, go to 3D. Now I've got glass doors, so you can see the glass doors, how they're overlapping. So that looks nice and neat and tidy in there. So now what I'm going to do is going to put this floor back into here. I'm just going to save this drawing while I'm doing it. Okay, I'm going to go back. I can grab another floor. And it doesn't really matter where I put this one. So this one here, I want to change to a different material. That sounds good. And I'm just going to get this one and stretch it pretty much everywhere I can see in this one. And again, we're going to go back further than that wall over here and down this way as well, just so when you go to 3D, it's all covered. The next thing we're going to do is add some lights. Now, one of the things with lights, if you have your lights set on about 40%, that works fairly well. The other thing we're going to need to do in this case is make sure the lights are actually inside the job. You don't want them on the outside of the roof. That's another issue you've got to be aware of. So if I call them 2695, they're 5mm inside the ceiling. So I could put it, and not too many lights. And the other one here, this one here needs to be lowered down to below that ceiling height, which is 2400. So I go 2395. So we go to there. Now here's a really big tip. If you go to 3D now, this drawing doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit dark. We're not going for a picture in CabMaster. We're going for a picture in PhotoView. So there is a difference there. Okay, one more thing I want to do just before I get to the first PhotoView session is I want to make a new wall. I'm just going to grab a wall here and run a wall down here. What I'm going to do with this wall is this is what we're looking at outside that window. So I'm going to change the height of it, make it maybe 21 high, something like that. Depends if you want to see something behind it or not. But the main thing I want to do this time is not make it a color. I'm going to make it a texture. So instead of using the color here, I'm going to go to texture and go browse, bitmap, wall. That's what I'm going to go to. Brick. And grab a brick wall. Okay, you can specify the size of it. I want the size to be about 1000 by 700. So instead of just getting it to repeat itself, you just get it to specify the size of it. So that looks more like a brick wall outside down there. That's fine, I can live with that. Now, again, save it. Always safe to save it. The next thing I want to do, just to finish it off, I'm going to add a bit more furniture into it. So I'm going to go add some home decor. No, furniture. Yep, one of those. One of those can sit over to there. And I want some outdoor furniture as well. Outdoor furniture. One of those. That sounds good. One of those. Rotate it around. Can sit to there. Okay. Okay. So save that one. Now let's go into 3D and run a photo view. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so when you get to 3D, we've been here before. Big up to photo view. You specify the size you want. I'm just going to start where the defaults are. Samples, you want to keep these low. For this one here, we just want to see right size, right shape. How does it fit? Use GPU. If you've got a decent video card, it doesn't need to be absolutely high end. I'll explain that in a minute, but use GPU if available. This is your background. This is from the latest version. So I'm using 11.1 build 78. So anything from that point onwards, you can actually click on here and specify a background color, so I can make it sky blue or something like that as well. So you hit OK. It's going to throw it onto the other screen. So here it is on the other screen. So what we want to do, you can see it doesn't quite fit. The left-hand side cupboards are cut off. We don't see the couch on the right-hand side. So this is just going to give us a very quick preview of what we got. And it's very quick. So we're already 65. Okay, 18 seconds. You can see already at 50 samples. Now I'm using Blender 3.0. The new one is really, really quick to actually produce 3D renders. It's absolutely awesome. So close that. Yes, I want to delete temporary files. That's the files it creates in the background to produce it. So I'm going to go back again. Let's make this a little bit wider. Let's see how we go with this one. We just want to get down that wall a little bit. Again, you can move the view and things around. So almost there. You can actually possibly tilt the view. I don't want to get too much more of the couch, but I want a little bit more of the cabinets over there. And you can stop it if you like. You hit the, it's going to be finished before it happens anyway. You hit the X, it'll come up with a message saying, do you want to cancel? So, okay. Yes, I'll delete those. Once more. Let's go to 1400. Okay. So again, it's very quick and easy to do this bit. Just make sure, yes, I've got the right layout. There we go. That looks much better. So at least we're seeing the side of the kitchen now anyway. Again, you can pan, you can do those things. And the bigger you go, the slower it's going to be. Again, that size image is actually pretty good. That's at 50 samples with the latest version. This one in the old Blender 2 would be completely all speckly. It's not like that anymore. These are actually extremely good quality these days. You see the brick wall, you got the couch at the back. So yes, now just as an example, this is the video card I'm actually using. It's not a high-end video card. It's actually quite a low-end video card. It's also not that new. This is a 1660 Ti, the one I'm using in this computer. If you go for a high-end video card, as a 3000, a GTX 3000 or 3020 or 3030, you're going to get this done in a quarter of the time. So again, it doesn't take a high-end video card to do this at all. To go from here, so we've got the right size we want, and let's go to 250 samples. That's about as, these days, it's about really all you need. You don't need a whole lot more than that. If you can, you always go to 500. The most, I've done a really large one before. I've done one at 40,000. It took a long time. It won't take anywhere near that time these days, but you don't need it anymore, where the way the ray tracing works is so much quicker. So here's 250 samples. I'll speed this up a little bit. There we go. 47 seconds. That's at 250 samples. That's an acceptable drawing. Before I finish, just to show you exactly what you can do, if we go for a 1920 by 1080, which is full HD at 250, I'll run this one just to show you what a full HD image looks like. They're not a whole lot different, to be honest. It just fills the screen. Okay, nearly finished. Okay, 72 seconds for a full HD image, 250 cycles. That's quite a decent image. You can quite happily send that to your customers. If I look on the other screen, that file is 181K. So if I close this, this is the image that's created. This is now in just the photo viewer. 181K, that's easy to send to a customer. Again, you can then come back into it. Let's go back into here. Or you can add things into here. So go into 3D, rotate it around, get a slightly different angle. Again, you're going to need to start going back through the layout again. You don't want to get too much of an angle, because again, you've got white out the back there. So this one was only designed to view from one angle. Depends what you want to do. You can again put different backgrounds in, change the view slightly. Again, drop it back to, I don't know, 1200, 700, 40. Just get your view, what you're looking at. Again, you can go front on the entire kitchen if you really want. You don't need to see out the window, but you get a different angle of what you want. Then you do a high quality render. Again, minute and a half. That's all it's really going to take. So it's quick and easy to go, yep, change it around, do a quick one here for, you know, your 18 seconds. That's nice. You can spin it around over to here. Again, depends what you want to view. You can put another wall out the back, put something else behind it. Depends what view you want to get. And this is the little tricks, the little things you don't see that just makes it all worthwhile in the end. And the size you're trying to render, what you're looking at, what's in the background, little couch here, coffee cup here. They're the things that really finish off a drawing. Yes, they take a little bit longer, but not a huge amount. You can do them once you know what you're doing and actually throw them quite quick. I've done it fairly slowly here because I've been explaining as I'm doing it. But if you know what you're doing, you can throw those things in, put in a roof, put in some lights, put in a floor, put a couch there, open a cupboard door. that will finish off your drawing. Thanks very much for your time. I hope this has been helpful.